All right, this is Brian Tracy. This is a three-part video series. Make some comments on some of the things he says. I really like Brian for a lot of reasons, but he's very common sense. He not only does his research, but he's personable and very realistic, I think. So here goes.
Becoming excellent in closing sales is an inside job. It begins within you. In sales, your personality is more important than your product knowledge. It's more important than your sales skills.
Wow, what some statements. It becomes inside you. It's more important than your sales skills or your product knowledge. Uh, it's something I really need to work on. And I think it's easier said than done. Some people really have personalities, and other people don't. And I'm more in the don't area. Anyhow, selected areas I do, but that's it.
It's more important than the product or service that you are selling. Your personality determines fully 80% of your sales success. This is
Wow, 80% of your sales success. No wonder I suck at sales. Okay.
easily proven by the fact that there are always salespeople who are achieving high levels of sales volume with a highly competitive, expensive product, even in a depressed market. At the same time, there are people with exclusive products in buoyant markets who are selling poorly. In order to become an excellent salesperson, you must be mentally fit. Now, mental fitness is very similar to physical fitness in several ways. Physical fitness requires proper diet and exercise. Mental fitness requires a proper mental diet and regular practice. The more mentally fit you become, the happier you will be, and the more you will sell under any circumstances. Top
Boy, what an interesting statement. You got a lot of work to do.
salespeople have high levels of self-confidence and self-esteem. Self-confidence is the natural outgrowth of liking and respecting yourself. The better you feel about yourself, the more confidence you will have in prospecting, presenting, and closing sales, and the more money you will make. Without self-confidence, it's almost impossible to be successful in selling. If you lack confidence, you'll come up with every excuse to avoid talking to prospects or taking any action where there's a possibility for failure or rejection. But remember, the more you like yourself, the more you like others. The more you like other people, the more confidence they will have in you. The more confidence they have in you, the more likely it is that they will buy what you are selling. We always feel better accepting the recommendation of someone who we feel likes us as opposed to the recommendations of somebody whom we're not sure about. We always prefer to buy from people who we feel care about us. The more you like yourself and care about yourself, the more you will genuinely like others, and the more successful you will be with them. Now, you must take charge of your own life. Salespeople accept 100% responsibility for themselves and for everything they do. They accept complete responsibility for their activities and for their results. They refuse to make excuses or blame others. They refuse to criticize or complain. Top salespeople say, if it's to be, it's up to me. Sometimes I ask my sales audiences, how many people here are self-employed? About 10 or 15% of the audience raises their hands. And then I ask again, how many people here are really self-employed? And one by one, the audience realizes what I'm getting at. One by one, they raise their hands. They all realize that they are all self-employed. The biggest mistake that you could ever make is to ever think that you work for anyone else but yourself. From the time you take your first job until the time you retire, you are self-employed. You are the president of your own entrepreneurial corporation, selling your services into the marketplace at the highest price possible. Your company has only one employee, yourself.
Now, isn't that interesting? We are all self-employed in that way of thinking, but often we don't think that way, which is a problem.
Your job is to sell the highest quality and quantity of your services throughout your working life. In a study done in New York some years ago, they found that the top 3% of people in every field looked upon themselves as self-employed. They treated the company as if it belonged to them personally. They saw themselves as being in charge of every aspect of their lives. They took everything that happened to their company personally, exactly as if they owned 100% of the stock. The sales manager of a Fortune 500 company once told me an interesting story. He said that he was with his top salesman negotiating the final terms and conditions of a $200 million contract with a major client. During a break, the client pulled him aside, the sales manager, and asked, referring to the salesman, "That man owns your company, doesn't he?" The sales manager, knowing the salesman, was a bit surprised. He said, "Well, how do you mean?" "Well," the client said, "in all my meetings with him, he constantly refers to the company as my company and my people and my contract and so on. He talks like he actually owns the whole company. Is that true?" My friend, the sales manager, smiled and said, "Yes, in a way he does, because that's how he feels about the company." So no matter what company or industry or field you're in, you must always recognize and accept that you are your own boss.
You are also your own worst enemy or your own best friend. So you need to get on with it and get over your own stumbling blocks and be your own best friend in that area and own your life and your responsibilities and who and what you are.
As the president of your own personal services corporation, you are 100% in charge of everything that happens to your business. This means that you are in charge of training and development and continually upgrading your skills. You're in charge of sales and marketing and production and quality control and personal organization and personal efficiency. You're the boss. It's absolutely amazing how many people see themselves passively rather than actively. Instead of taking charge of their lives and changing things that they don't like, they wait passively for the company to come along and do it for them. The great majority of adults do not invest in their own personal and professional development. They don't read, they don't listen to audio programs, and they don't attend courses and seminars. They expect the company to do this for them, not only to pay for it, but also to give them the time off to upgrade their own skills so that they can earn more money. Go figure. One of my recommendations to my audience members is this: take all the training you can get. Use every job you have as an opportunity to learn more skills that you can use for the rest of your life. Be aggressive about upgrading your knowledge. If your company offers you any training opportunities, accept them and seize them immediately. Don't delay. Every new skill you learn is an investment in your own future. Everything you have in your life today is a result of your choices and decisions up until now. Your current situation is a result of both your actions and your inactions in the past. The amount that you're earning today is the result of what you have done and what you have failed to do. Sometimes the things that you fail to do, like completing your education or upgrading your skills once you start work, have a greater impact on your future than the things that you actually do. The difference between winners and losers in this area is quite clear. Winners always accept responsibility for themselves and for the consequences of their actions. Losers never do.
Very interesting. I'm going to end it here. Not much more time. I know that he's got more time on here, but I don't need the time. Taking responsibility in this way, in this mindset, definitely important. Take a look at his videos. I would edit this and go on from there. It's Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.